G'day, welcome to the show. After the promo, I'm going to introduce you to some people I met on the high seas, I'll say, on a cruise. Stay tuned. G'day, welcome back to the show. Daryl here, 4350 TV, Toowoomba advocate. And I was just on the high seas recently and I met Heather and Rod Hall on a boat, and we had a bit of lunch and exchange, and I said, I'd love to catch up with you guys and talk to you about what you do. And you're relatively new to 4350. How long have you been in Toowoomba?
5 years.
5 years, okay. Yeah, well, you've got to be 20 years to be a local. So.
That's what they tell us.
That's right. So, and tell us, what brought you to Toowoomba? Tell us what you're doing here in North Street. We're about 276 North Street, I think it is, or 267
yeah.
North Street. Tell us what you've got going on here.
Well, we were called here, the church is here in Wilsonton, and they said, could you please come up and help us in this area? So it was an ageing church, a church of about 25, and they said, could you please come?
Right.
So we said, okay, we'll come. Now we're fairly community minded, so they got a bit of a shock when I said, we have community morning teas, and can we work with the kids in the drop-in, can we walk around and talk to people in the neighbourhood? So it was a great opportunity for us here. It's what we're quite passionate about.
And so Wilsonton's been the area you've been really focused on? Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And how have you found the growth? I mean, it was you said it started off as 25.
Yeah.
So where are you up to now?
We jump between 60 and 90 people,
Right.
oftentimes around the 70, 75 mark.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see the ranges develop a little bit more, coming from younger ones, families. And the sad part is you lose some of your older congregation, sickness, etc.
Okay. So part of it, this is part of the 12 Days to Christmas, and it's the 23rd this episode is on, so we're only 2 more sleeps till Santa comes. So, and I was just saying before we started, this time of year can be terrible for some people, whether they've lost a loved one or whether it's just some families don't get on. And when we were on the boat, we were talking about suicide and prevention. So what sort of work do you do in that regard within your church here?
Well, Heather's just completed a suicide course, as it were, in the right context.
Yep.
So I'll let Heather explain that a bit.
We're just working with our young people, really, our youth group in the drop-in, and we're just mindful of the fact that some of them are coming from pretty hard situations. So we want to be able to talk to them about hard issues. But it was interesting in the suicide prevention is to literally ask them the hard question, are you thinking of taking your life? And if you were, how would you do it? And I just had to do that the other night with a young girl who was feeling that she couldn't keep going and had so much pain in her heart. And it was really interesting because she said, I really don't want to take my life. But she just felt that was the only option she had. So it's great from that perspective to understand and get that information. It helps a lot, and I think it helps with anyone in the community just to be talking about those issues and not sort of shoving them under the carpet. So we try to do that here.
Because there are resources out there Monday to Friday.
Absolutely.
From 9 to 5.
Yes.
But after 5 o'clock Friday, where do people go? That's probably the pressing question.
That's right, and they do talk about the fact that if you're a person just in the community, if you can have a few of those skills, you can guide them over to the Monday. You can sort of work with them and help them get there.
Well, when we were talking on the ship, Trina's with QAS, Queensland Ambulance, and she's done that training, and part of what I've been doing is on the Toowoomba Regional Council Safety Committee is the word is getting out there to get people trained to help them from that Friday 5 o'clock through to Monday, that we can hold them and just talk to them. And I had a mate the other day, I just rang him every couple of days, are you okay?
That's fantastic.
Just talking to him, and because
being available.
And sometimes it's tough to ask those questions. And so
we sometimes think we shouldn't ask them.
That's right.
I was quite amazed that this is really what we should be doing, is asking that question. Point blank.
So 2016, the church has grown for you. In what sort of numbers? If you were to look at January 2016 to now, how have you grown?
Well, just numerically with our families, we've got new families coming in, and so we actually have a Zimbabwean contingency of families. So that's probably double that group of people. We just had a Congolese man come in the last couple of weeks,
Right.
and there's another one, so that we're actually becoming a fairly cultural sort of group of people.
So from Chinese,
Yep.
Malay, right through to Philippines,
Yep.
just isolated people who come and they like the atmosphere, the caring that comes in people's lives. You know, there's no frills. This is the way we are.
Mhm.
We do care about people. We will get involved in brokenness,
Yep.
and that's a tough side, you know, when you're getting alongside people in the middle of it,
Yep.
and it's not convenient from
Mm.
time to time.
Yeah. So 2017, what sort of plans have you got for the church? Where are you heading?
Well, we've been talking about we probably have to do something with extensions because we can't quite all fit in there.
Right,
But
okay.
We don't want to just go down that road for the sake of it. We're
Yep.
looking at options.
Yep.
We'd love to do more with community morning teas and
Mhm.
maybe lunches that help people who are needing people to talk to them. And
Mhm.
So again, it's that whole isolation
Yep.
and connecting people. And then we've got a program called Right Now Media, which is we're rolling out this year for our people,
Mhm.
which is access to lots and lots of great resources that
Okay.
they can access on their tablets, their iPhones, and listen to the podcasts and material from right around the world. So
Okay. Righto.
we're saying to them, this is your fertiliser, you can grow.
Yep. Yep.
And again, trying to help people find a place to serve in the local church or in community,
Mhm.
and then obviously tell them a good message.
All right. If you've been comforted, then we've been challenged with you have the obligation to be a comfort to someone else.
Yep.
And so we know what God's done in our lives,
Yep.
giving us a peace and a restfulness and the hope and the future, and what Christmas is all about is about Christ.
Yep.
And so therefore that's what we want to be able to share with others.
Yep.
Hey, don't give up.
Yeah.
The reality is that God does love, but He uses us, and we're very human. We make mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
all
mess
do.
up at times, and our own attitudes come in.
Yeah.
So I think God's doing work.
Tomorrow night here at the church, what are you doing?
Well, actually on Christmas Eve,
Yep.
we've got at 6 o'clock we're having a community carols.
Yep.
We're having a free sausage sizzle.
Yep.
Cups of tea, coffee, etc. And I'll hand to Heather. She's got finer details.
All right. Okay.
Well, it all started with the idea that people have done everything. There's
Yep.
not much actually happening on Christmas Eve
Mhm.
apart from what's on TV.
Yep.
So we
Yep.
thought, well, you know what, why don't we just open it up to community, come and get together and just sing carols
Great.
and hang out. And
Yep.
it's just a short, sharp time and then they can take their kids home.
Excellent.
Yeah, so when we were in Brisbane, we actually had a street that got together and they just sang under street lights. And
Okay. Yep.
we had up to 100 to 200 people
Wow.
just wandering around down the street singing
Mhm.
carols. And I thought, well, that's really what people want to do.
Yep.
Let's try and do it from a
They
church
put
perspective.
candle lights every metre,
Okay.
both
Yep.
sides of the street for a kilometre.
Oh wow. Okay. Excellent. Well, look, if you're looking for something to do Christmas Eve, it is tomorrow night. Come on down 267 North Street and enjoy the company of Heather and Rod here in the congregation. So, look, if you're on a bit of a journey, we're 267 North Street. Now, what's the name of the church officially? Is it Wesley? Wesleyan?
Yeah, Toowoomba Wesleyan Methodist Church.
Church, yeah. Okay. And you can come and see Rod and Heather and look, Trina and I really warmed to you guys when we met you on the boat, and I'm really glad. I said I'd catch up in the new year, but I just got home and thought I want to catch you for Christmas. So here's your chance. Say Merry Christmas to everyone in Toowoomba and invite them into next year. So it's over to you guys. So
Yes. Well, obviously, if you've got a church home where you've got your spot, but if you don't have a church home and you'd like to explore Christianity further and you would like a place where people connect and love each other and grow and serve, then you're welcome.
So have a blessed Christmas.
Yes.
And thank you very much, Darryl, for the opportunity to meet in a restaurant.
Yeah, I know those magic cards don't work anymore. Look, from Rod and Heather and myself, have a very happy, safe and holy Christmas, and I look forward to catching up with you guys in 2017 and looking at some of the projects that you're working on. So
Thank you very much, Darryl.
it's just funny how people get brought together. So from Darryl and Rod and Heather and myself, again, have a safe, happy, holy Christmas, and we'll see you in 2017. Enjoy the next couple of episodes of the 12 Days of Christmas. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.